Lisa Schwoerer, Ernie and Linda Kitchen, and Christine Fifarek.
Good evening. My name is Lisa Schwoerer, and I live at 5703 Milwaukee Street. My husband, Rick, and I have lived at this address for just over 30 years. When we purchased this property, it was going to be a starter home for us. Needless to say, we've started and haven't ended our stay at that property. We raised our 5 sons in this house. All 5 boys started preschool in McFarland and graduated high school in McFarland. We have enjoyed the quaint little community that is only 10 minutes away from the east side of Madison, 15 minutes away from downtown Madison, and 20 minutes away from the west side of Madison. We are only an hour and a half away from Milwaukee and 2 hours away from Chicago. This affords us a small town living with a lot of big city options within reach. Over the past 30 years, as we have been raising our family and enjoying the community that McFarland has to offer, my husband has continued to up the upkeep of our house. Personally, I'm pretty proud of our house and all that we, or he, has done over the years. Rick and I are now at an age of deciding if we want to keep our current house or perhaps downsize. Pros and cons to this decision. There are pros and cons, but this is a decision that we would like to make ourselves without any outside influence. Much to our sadness and anger, we received a letter from the village of McFarland in mid-December stating that our house had been blighted. What does that even mean? After a quick Google search to confirm my fears of the meaning of the word blight, I sat in my living room with the Christmas tree lights on and my heart sank to my stomach. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from the village of McFarland. As stated, I have lived in the community for 30 years. I know a lot of people. So I started to use my resources and gather information. I admit some of this information may not be factual. That's exactly why I'm here. I want the facts. First of all, what is the definition of community? What is the definition of community to you? What is the definition of blight? How was my house evaluated? I've heard that it was by a drive-by assessment. How much did that assessment, that drive-by assessment, cost us, the taxpayers of McFarland? Can my house be removed from a blighted list? And if so, how do we do this? Most importantly, how does this affect the resale value of my house? I do have to interject here. Most of these questions have been answered already tonight, with that exception. Nobody wants to tell us what being blighted means as far as the resale value of our house. I understand that all communities have redevelopment plans, but I'm trying to wrap my head around how this one was handled. I was embarrassed for McFarland last night as I watched the evening news and saw our village president, Caroline, say, "We could do a better job at communicating." Really? Perhaps allow us to an open meeting before you make all of our decisions, before you blight us. How about an explanation? What does blight mean? And then with detail, does this do to the value of my property? How about a timeline? Instead of don't worry about this is years away. And then to see Andrew sitting so smugly saying that this could mean that you have a broken window. Really? How about knock on my door and tell me that I have a broken window before I get blighted? As he said, it doesn't mean that we are run down. You could have fooled me because that's exactly what the letter said. How about present yourselves like you care? It was apparent that neither one of you who were interviewed last night really care about the community members, only about the property. Personally, I like that McFarland does not have a busy, congested downtown. I like the quiet of our village. If I wanted a downtown, I could move to any of the other neighboring communities. Also, who was the planner in these developments? I understand that there are many people involved. Look at the new apartments and businesses on Farwell. Where's the parking? You have proven to me that you do not know how to plan. If a downtown area is what the members of the community want, fine, let's discuss it. Let's see if some of the land that you're grabbing could be used for the downtown area. This is out south of town, I believe, that you guys have been looking at purchasing land. That would keep the congestion of the downtown area and the high school separate. I think that sounds like a pretty fabulous idea. Let's have an open meeting before the devastating letters get mailed out without the knowledge of all of the board members. Can I ask that? Did all of you board members know that these letters were going out to us for Christmas? As I said, I have lived here for 30 years and could easily see another 30 years. I have until recently felt that our village board has served us well, but not now. Here I am trying to understand what is going on. I have a big house and lots of room for my kids and their families to come home for family gatherings and holidays, or at least I thought I did. As of late, I feel that our village president has not cared about our community. There have been several instances in trying to put the fire out after the fact. The whole semi-ordeal, the community center expansion that would have cost us tons of taxpayer money, only to be blighted months later. And finally, to all of the voting community members, please be aware that we have the opportunity to vote for a new village president on April 1st. Please do your research and mark your calendars. I know I will not be voting for our current president. Thank you for your time.